Hello YouTube, it's Robert here from robertafrica.com, my African development site, and I'm here to talk about a very comprehensive review on the Garmin Forerunner 910XT, a super premium multi-sport device. This was first announced in October of 2011 last year, and we're going to look now at the unboxing. This was sent to me by Simon Gilbert of Garmin UK. I'm very grateful for that, so let's take a look inside the box, shall we? It says multi-sport GPS watch, swim metrics for pool and open water, distance, pace, heart rate. Okay. Here we go, and I suppose I'll have to pull all this stuff out at once. I think the packaging is pretty good. Looks slick, doesn't it? I haven't seen it in the shops yet, packaged like this, but imagine getting this on your birthday. It's my birthday next week, but I don't think, like I said, I'll be indulging in this device, but it's still a phenomenal thing just to look at. Anyway, here we go. First time I've handled the Garmin Forerunner 910XT. And that's what we got there. Goes without saying, this thing on the top here is just a plastic overlay. It says change, sport, run, bike, swim, other. The watch is, now let's do our first comparison, shall we? It's quite, it's lighter than my Global Trainer. It has a hinge strap on the top here, and the strap on the bottom is fixed, which is fine. It's quite slim, flat back, which I like, and this is what I do like. This will be the first time I've touched the button here. Yeah, nice feel for the buttons, very nice. Oh, it's already on. Wow. Let's see what happens, shall we? It's already on. Press that just to test it. Look at the difference in the contrast there. There's far more grey in the Global Trainer display there, far more. Heart rate strap, obviously. Transmitter for the strap. USB stick, very similar to what I have seen on the Forerunner 610, perhaps identical. There's an extra strap here. Plug, 2-pin. I have an adapter, that's okay. Charging cradle, I believe, yeah, with a crocodile clip attachment. 3-pin plug, that's what I want. And then I think this is an American adapter. So I've got everything here, and oh, it comes with some manuals. The quick start manual, which came with the box, comes in a large variety of languages here, in addition to the standard English, which is right on the top. You've got Italian, German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, Danish, Finnish, Norwegian, Swedish, and Polish. Of course, here you've got some basic materials like the safety product information, and then here's a quick start guide, which I think is pretty well laid out. Very, very concise, and also, as you can see here, well illustrated, easily enough to get you started on your first run. Now, Garmin also includes a so-called Learning Center, which is a website, and there you can see they've just got 2 of them, but there are a whole load of videos available on YouTube. It buzzes, you see it vibrates, showing 46% it says, and then 1:57 PM it appears to show. Now here's where we turn on the watch for the first time. The standard mode is for it to light up and then buzz, and it will show the standard surf chip copyright there, which is the version 4, which is the latest one, which is supposed to be low energy. You can see there it's locating satellites. Now here's a shortcut. You press the bottom right button, and then you can decide whether or not the GPS should be working. And now here's the basic mode: history, training, GPS and settings. Before we get into it, let's just take a quick look at the light, which as you can see is very bright and uniform as well, very clear indeed. Now here's the tap screen feature. Double tap to turn it off and then to turn it on again. This is very useful when you simply need to light up the display for whatever reason, but in addition, the top left button is the default light button, and as you can see there, you've got the contrast settings as well as the GPS and heart rate display. I don't know whether that would be needed at any point, but it's good to know that you have it as a kind of a shortcut just to see what mode the watch is in, etc. It also shows GPS settings. Here you can see the settings for how long the display you should be on. It's a pity that's in the sub menu, when with the time it sits just with the light button. Anyway, here we go with the feature set. It's considerable: GPS, advanced workouts, vibration alerts, and the multi-sport mode. In addition, barometric altimeter, separate piece of equipment, there's swimming sensor, Ant Plus training effect, which is worth looking at, and then wireless syncing of the workouts with GarminConnect.com, as well as the built-in software that you download from Garmin, which I now have on my PC. I believe it also works with the Macintosh. Here are your running settings. This is not as complicated as it seems. It's very important to see that. Now, if you press the mode button, the bottom left there, what you're going to be faced with is the shortcut to choosing your sports. For example, here is the swimming menu. Now here are the settings. So you don't normally go into the settings that much, but looking further into it, of course, I'm going to be covering everything here. Language, tones and vibration. You can turn these off, by the way. The map, as you can see, there's just a still from a workout, is going to be included if you want it to be when you're just moving between screens. Ant Plus, like I said, which will work with the Tanita BC1000 scale for body fat analysis. So it sends the information direct to the watch. This is very slick here. Data recording can be smart, in which case it does it only to save memory, or can be every second. You don't get that with a global trainer either. And lastly, we have the data transfer, which is Ant Plus again with its own stick, and the initial setup, which is used to calculate, amongst other things, like the calorie usage. The data fields are well worth looking at here, and they are considerable, very considerable. So let's check them out. Here are your default data fields. There are 4 of them maximum. As you can see, that there are 4 by default, and then you can alter them however you like. There are 3 there, for example. Now let's look at the fields themselves and see what's in them. It's just amazing what you've got here. I believe I didn't even count them. Just under 100. You've got various types of speed, sunrise and sunset. Look, it says the time and then time of day. What I find astonishing is that this watch does not by default show the time of day. This is ridiculous, Garmin. You've got to correct that. We've got the grade, elevation, in other words, and then the heart rate zones, including, for example, the percentage of what will be your maximum minus your resting heart rate. These are the heart rate zones, which again are set by Garmin. You see, with a heart rate alert, you can do it however you want. You can customize these further. Okay, so you can do it the simple way or the very specific way. All right, heart rate for the lap. It does current laps as well as average laps. Now here's just one example. Here's a real-time heart rate graph. This is measuring my heart rate as I'm looking at it. Isn't that amazing? Again, you can customize these fields however you like. So, for example, as you can see, there's the graph, and then there's one field, as you can see, it's very large, and 2, and then 3. And 4 maximum. Okay, so now let's take a look at the auto modes, which are again by themselves very impressive. Auto lapping will work by position or distance, so however you want. Again, the auto timer pause is done custom pace. You see, the pace can be set by the pace zones as well. The scrolling mode is very useful.
Initially I thought that medium would be good, but as it turns out, when I'm running along, what I like are 2 fields and then the scroll between 2 pages at a fast rate. This way you can see like 4 fields of information in 2 seconds. Now the pace zone there is interesting because it says fast jog. That is not written by me, that's written by Garmin, and you set your own pace zones. They're preset and then you alter them. Again, Garmin is doing the work for you. You have the option of whether or not to be very kind of specific in what you're doing. So again, Garmin deserves full credit for this. They're being so good in what they're doing. Before going into the workouts, let's have just a very quick look there at the alerts. You've got the time alert, run, walk, distance and calorie alerts. Also the heart rate. You don't get that stuff with the Global Trainer, nowhere near. So anyway, to create a workout, you see, you can name your workouts and then you will of course select a new one. It then says open no target. There's your default. Right, everything is down to duration and targets. Here are your defaults for the duration. You can either have an open mode where you simply run along until you press the lap button, and again there are your heart rate zones there to be selected, or there's the open mode, or it can be time and distance, heart rate there, power for biking. Right, so there's an example of one, but you can repeat these steps. So if you wanted to do a repeat workout, you don't have to step after step, you simply repeat, for example, with various steps, and then as you can see here, it's all there in plain English. And then those are your targets, and of course as written, it can be of various types. An interval workout is even simpler than this. With the rest mode, you're basically just hanging around and then you press the lap button. Let's say you've done something that's exhausting like a hill workout, but you need to complete the workout with something else like a warm down. You then can choose how you're going to rest with the time or the distance. Then of course you can vary that time, but with the warm up and the cool down, the lap button will start the workout proper after you've been doing a warm up, for example. Before I go to the auto multi-sport mode, let's look at the countdown timer for the other sport. That is shown by a skiing logo. This is intriguing for me because this allows you to set, of course, with a varying interval, the time before the timer itself starts. And there you can see that it's going ahead, and it's effectively hands-free operation there. See, that is something that I could not have envisaged with this watch. It shows the versatility of this watch. Multi-sport mode here is like the Global Trainer, but yet again it's beyond the Global Trainer because it allows you to choose whether you're going to time the transitions or not, and all you do is press a lap button when you're doing your various activities. There you go. What a garish tone, eh?
So this time out, this is the first time I'm taking the watch outside. As you can see, I'm in the park here and also in the middle of the city centre. So let's fire the thing up and then see how long it takes exactly to get it started. It's fired up as before, and loading satellites, HR monitor. That's good. That was very, very quick. As quick as with the Timex Global Trainer. It was at 2 bars out of 5 there. No. So satellites found. So in the real world that was a minute 25 seconds. I just turned the GPS back on, having deliberately turned it off. So let's see how long it takes to get a signal here. It's been like 8 seconds so far. I'm testing the auto pause function, and there it is. It's already shown it. So 15 seconds roughly. I've just turned the GPS off, and now I'm turning it on again. It's been turned on for about 6 seconds right now. So the icon there is flashing and it's already reset.
that concludes part 1 of this comprehensive review. Later on in part 2, please check this out. We're going to be doing advanced workouts, auto and alert modes, and the compass use in the field, in the street, in the mountains, everywhere, and a basic swimming workout, mountain running, using the very exciting virtual race of the training effect, and lastly PC use. Please check it out. Thanks for watching.